Alright guys, got a nice little haul video showing you some cool stuff that I picked up. I didn't do a haul video this week just because normally I do a comics haul. There wasn't any comics I grabbed this week. I think I bought like one in the store, and that was just because there was only one that they had, and everything else got delayed till next week. I had I think like one pre-order. Actually, you know what? Give me a sec. I forgot to pull that out. But yeah, I got. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the last couple things I need for this video. Well, I guess we'll start with this, and then we'll show you the other two things I grabbed. I got this when I went to go see this Prince IMAX concert movie. They had this sitting there, and I really wanted this. My theater I work at was not getting these. But this is the Jaws popcorn bucket. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm putting it right here. It looks really cool right here, but I'm kind of debating. Do I drill holes in the back here and hang this on the wall like this? Because doesn't that seem cool as hell? Problem is, as you can see by this room, it's kind of, I'll take it up with its wall space. I'm looking at a spot over here, but it have to be really up high. And I feel like it's a little too high for that, so I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing with it, but it's still worth having. Thought that was really cool. I grabbed Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is my only pre-order. This is the comic continuation or prequel to the series. X-Men 97 had one of these. And I collected all the issues, read them, did videos on them just like I did with that. And this is a cool comic series. I actually really like the comic series. And it's nice to have the trade paperback. I've kind of been not grabbing as many trade paperbacks because I read all the comics in individual issues. And a lot of the ones I've been reading in individual issues are fun to read and collect, but not really ones I go back to. But that's when I probably would. So I picked that up. And it was like really cheap. I think it was like went up at $19.99, which is normal retail price for trade paperbacks. But then I think Amazon dropped to like 14 something. So it ended up being like $16 with tax and everything, which for that is a pretty good deal. Grab this SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrate for the Switch. This was $20 at Walmart, and I wanted this a couple weeks back. And I didn't end up getting it because essentially like it sold out at Walmart. And then they were like, yeah, it's not available for in-store pickup. But then randomly I was pre-ordering the Nobody 2 Walmart exclusive Steelbook. And I just happened to check. And it was back in stock for in-store pickup. So I went and ordered this. I'm probably going to do a video on this close to a new SpongeBob movie coming out. I would do the new game, but I only have a Switch 1. And that's for the Switch 2. And I don't plan to get a Switch 2 anytime soon. So $20 though was the right price for that, and I'll do a video on it maybe. So this is interesting. I went into a Goodwill, and my Goodwill has a terrible selection of movies, so I don't ever go in there. But I was there dropping off a bag of shirts that I just need to get rid of because I have an overflow of just shirts I don't need. And I went there, and they had almost no Blu-rays, but this was sitting on the shelf. Never seen this movie. It's got Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, Nathan Lane, Diana West, the Bud Cage. So this is put out by 20th Century Fox and MGM because MGM signed a deal with Fox to put out their titles, and that deal does not exist anymore. So I'm assuming this is out of print. I went on Amazon. It was like $20 still. So some of the Fox titles, I will tell you, are out of print, but you can still get them for reasonable prices, and I highly recommend doing that because who knows where these things are going. You know, I know Sony and Disney are releasing more stuff physically, but they're also kind of not, so it's all up in the air stuff. But I've never seen this movie, but for $3 I will check that out. So Arrow Video's doing their 50% off sale, so I just ordered like a pre-order, which I'll show in next week's haul video. And I ordered this one because this was $20 on Blu-ray, and I don't ever foresee them upgrading this to 4K. From what I understand, they tried to do the 4K for this, and it didn't work out. They didn't have all the elements to do it. So I decided just to grab it. It's a Ridley Scott fantasy movie with Tom Cruise, legend. Tim Curry's the villain. It's $20, and yeah, you get the director's cut in here and the theatrical cut. Never seen this movie, been meaning to though. Seems like it'd be right up my alley. I love me some 80s fantasy movies, and so I grabbed that. My question is, do I wait till I get my Rocky Horror Picture 4K because Tim Curry's in this? Do a double feature? I think I'm gonna do that. Sounds kind of fun actually. So, picked that up for $20 from Amazon, and yeah. If I had more money and time, I probably would go into Barnes and Noble and drop like a little bit more and dig through whatever ones they got 50% off. I need to just remember to put the money away every August. Arrow Video 50% off sale, just like I do with Criterion's. Because for a while I wasn't doing that, and now I am with Criterion, and I just need to remember to do that with August. Because there is a lot of titles I want from them. Less titles than I want from Criterion. And also I think that, Criterion has more Blu-rays I want, where Arrow Video has almost no Blu-rays I want. Everything I want from them is pretty much 4K, so we'll see what I end up grabbing from them in the coming future. This one this one's weird, okay? So this just came out Tuesday, and I did actually have this pre-ordered, but money got tight, canceled it. Then when I got paid, I ended up realizing I have to buy this right now. Because, so this is Deathstalkers 1 and 2 on 4K. Apparently, this is getting a remake in October from Shout Studios. So, I'm gonna do videos on these in preparation for that remake. I'm gonna talk about these in a video or videos, and review the new one just like I did with the Red Sonja movie. But what I found very bizarre about these is so this was actually put on Blu-ray from Shout Factory. That Blu-ray's out of print, but I'm assuming since the sequel is coming from Shout, does that mean that you own these? And if you own them, why are you taking your own stuff out of print? Because when Shout Factory takes stuff out of print, it's because they had a license agreement with some company. That company had the license agreement expire, so they're gone. And but this seems like they own it, so I'm not sure. But they upgraded to 4K. Good thing I grabbed it, because I assume this is probably going to go out of print eventually like those. Don't know how you take the Blu-ray out of print of something that sold so well that you think you should upgrade it to 4K. Doesn't make sense to me, but I grabbed these because the new one's coming out. And, yeah, never seen these movies, don't know anything about them. But, yeah, I ended up grabbing them. And, this is actually a pretty cheap set. It's Shout Factory 4Ks are usually like $30-$40. This was $36 or something like that. But there's 2 movies in here, so it's more reasonable. And it's 4 disc. You get the 4K Blu-ray disc of both of them. And I'm assuming the Blu-ray disc is the one that holds all the special features. So, it doesn't actually look like there's a lot of special features, so never mind. But still, that's a pretty good deal for 2 movies. $40 for 2 movies almost. That's pretty fair, right? Especially $40 for 2 movies on 4K. Why not? And I got to do videos on them. I do love this cover art. Don't know anything about these. Could be garbage for all I know. But you know what? Again, these are 80s fantasy movies. As I said, I tend to love 80s fantasy movies. Good, bad, or the other. So this is on my list to do some videos about. Kind of find it odd that they're doing a remake to those, but it is what it is, and I'll do a video on it. And I'm actually excited to do that, because if you saw the Red Sonja video I did a video on the first one and the new one, and I had a great time doing that, honestly. And I really liked the new one, and whenever that gets a physical release date, hopefully I will end up pre-ordering that, because I really fucking like that new Red Sonja movie. And if you have not seen that video, I recommend those videos, I guess. Check those out. I put a lot of work into them, and I really am excited to do that video with those as well. So let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.